We have house portals that have finally arrived to Universal Studios. How's it going, everybody? We are back for some Halloween Horror Nights updates. We obviously don't have a medallion over there, but we do have some house portals, which is very exciting. We have a lot of updates to cover today. Opening night is in just over a week right now, so we don't have too many more update videos to go for you guys, but there will be a few more before then. Obviously, we're looking for menu items. We're looking to finally get the house things to actually pop into place, not just the screens. So we are looking for a little bit more still. We do have an exciting one either way, so let's go ahead and get inside. We might have some updates over at City Walk too, depending on how timing looks and if the weather holds out for us. As you can see out in the distance, we do have some storms that have been going on and off throughout the day. I'm hoping they are done, but either way, no medallion out here, not yet. I'm expecting it to show up this week though, for sure. Entry facade still looks the same. It looks like they pretty much finalized that pretty much immediately. Let's see if they put anything inside of the scare zone though. It does not look like we have any new pieces inside of here. I'm still very nervous about this scare zone. What are they going to do with it here and over inside of Hollywood itself? So I don't know. Guess we're still waiting. It does look like they have brought the Lil Boo merch over here to the 5 and Dime. It is no longer only at the All Hallows Eve boutique. So if you guys want them, you can just get them right here inside of Studios. We still do have the big plush there, the kids shirt. I know they have some merch coming out soon. They kind of teased it. It looks pretty sweet. There's like this Ghostbusters jacket that looks pretty dang cool, but none of it is out yet. We'll keep an eye on it, but either way, you can at least get some of the stuff that was over at All Hallows Eve boutique, now over here at the 5 and Dime. Here is one of our first navigational pieces to the park. They will go ahead and have a sign here pointing you in directions, telling you where the houses are and everything like that. So we are waiting for this to get filled up as well, but it is out here. This is not the portal though. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Nothing really new over here at Battery Park, so we'll just keep on moving forward. I guess I will point out that there's a lot of wiring down here to obviously give electrical to everything, which is powering pretty much all of the lights and everything over here. I'm still shocked as to that piece on the end, that truss. I don't know if it's gonna be signage or some sort of photo op. I have no idea yet, but I am curious about that one. Also still waiting on anything to pop up in Hollywood. I just have no idea what they're gonna do there. I mean, there is nothing. I mean, there's, what, 2 trusses and then lights? So I think everything is gonna be wheeled out there. We did already cover this food booth, which is the El Mercado de los Monstros, and that's for the Latin monsters. So that is like that house, that is that food booth. It looks really, really good. Let's head inside of Swamp of the Undead. I have heard that they have been playing sounds and music in here. I don't think they're doing that right now, but I'll keep an ear out. But we'll kind of just check, see if anything is new in here. This whole zone has pretty much been finalized, it feels like, but they continue to add just small little details. If I find anything, I'll point that out. This is actually kind of interesting. They have this whole area roped off, so you actually can't get inside of here, which makes me think they're either doing some testing or doing something here, or maybe they glued some things down or something and they don't want them touched maybe, but it is completely roped off just for this section. I do think they have added just a few more little things on top of the decks here, but I don't think too much in general. Looks like we have some sort of cord right here that's going to plug into something. There's definitely a smell here. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, it smells like cleaning material or something. So something smells a little bizarre over here. I don't know if they were testing something or if they were just cleaning things up. Oh, I think this is a new window. Not that it matters too much, but we do have, again, a few more small things inside of these scare zones. Nothing too crazy. The tarp is still covering the blade. Some people have said that there is a body inside of the blade. I guess we'll find out. Oh, yeah, there definitely is. You could see the hands right there, and then the head is right there. It is hanging from the back. Yikes. Okay, so definitely a body back there. The deck still looks pretty much the same here. Everything looks pretty much what we have seen. Let's check out the little building shack here. I don't think anything new to this either. Like I said, I think this was pretty much finalized. This whole zone looks like it was dressed up a week ago. Looks like we still have our gators there over to the left. So yeah, everything looks pretty much the same through here. Nothing too crazy. We're gonna kind of cycle through. Here we go with some more navigational signs here. My guess is it's going to be directing us to the right to some houses, to the left to some houses. But either way, we have another one right here in front of Animal Actors. We have a few more things that have now shown up as far as machinery for the Carrie booth back here. As you can see the popcorn right there. You can see there's like skulls on it, which is kind of cool. So I'm guessing they're gonna have some sort of popcorn back here, as you can see by the giant popcorn machine. I don't know what that is right there. Lots of coolers and things, some heaters. We have lights, fryers. So I think there's gonna be quite a bit going on back here. Cool to see the popcorn though, but it does look like everything is pretty much on this side, the left side. The right does look pretty empty. I'll show you over there. So I'm wondering if this is gonna be more of a bar. We do have some like countertops here, more of the coolers there. They have the hand washing station. So I think, I mean, they ultimately could shift them around, but I wonder if this is gonna be more the bar side and that side's gonna be more for food and things. It's the Cary drive-in and it does say snack bar, and that is the same thing on both sides. So it's not like one says like, you know, snacks and the other one says bar or anything. So I don't know how they're gonna ultimately line it up, but I'm wondering if that's how everything's gonna work, or this is where you kind of pay, you have the POS machines, and then you'll go down and then you'll actually pick up the food down there. That could be something as well. We have some like beer nozzles for some kegs, it looks like over here, and maybe a cooler or something. Nothing too crazy going on with this food booth here. No signage yet across the way at the bar out there. I do still see kind of the same things. They have like the shelves for the liquor, and then they have like the front counter that you're gonna ultimately order at. But as far as everything else goes, no furniture, anything, no signage. Make sure if you guys haven't yet to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We will be covering everything HHN this year, and then obviously we have Christmas right after that, followed up by some fun stuff next year, some cool announcements. We do have a cruise also coming up here in October, so some really fun stuff, but take a look at this. So we have a house portal, it looks like here, but we are next to the Simpsons ride. So are we gonna be going this direction? Are we gonna be avoiding DreamWorks Land, and this is now gonna be our new area? I don't know, I haven't seen this here before, so this is definitely a unique location unless they utilize this for something else, but I'm guessing because they have the TV up there, it looks exactly like the ones that we typically have. I think this is going to be a house portal location. Also back here by Simpsons, you can get a good look at the two tents that are right there. And I mean, that is very, very close. So I don't know if that is a shifted location. I don't think it is. And now that I'm looking, no, I think that's where they had them last year. I think it's just a unique viewing of it. Here is portal number 2 over by the Men in Black bathrooms. So we do expect this to be another portal. One thing I do want to point out is over here, we did have, I think, The Last of Us last year with like the big signage. I feel like it was like kind of an entry and exit point. Nothing as of now. We'll wait to see, but I wonder if they're gonna utilize this. Here we have 2 TVs that look like they will display some sort of timer, but nothing on this one, and it isn't your traditional. So I wonder if that's what they're doing here. I wonder if we're gonna have a lot of houses back here, since I think we have, what, 2 additional tent houses, I think, this year, if I'm not mistaken. So I wonder if that's what we're getting here, is we're gonna have a lot of tent houses back this direction. But again, it does look a little bizarre that we don't have our normal portal here, and instead we just kind of have these TVs. But either way, we do have 2 of them here, which leads me to believe something is going on over here, unless this pertains to Nightmare Fuel. Maybe one's to Nightmare Fuel, one's the other. I don't know. Obviously, we're right next to the theater, which makes me think it could be that. Now over here, we do have the food booth in back here. Still don't know what it's gonna be. I'm still predicting it's gonna be a bar of some sort, kind of like this brick siding. I don't think this is tuned or kind of themed to any of the houses, at least from what I'm seeing on the outside, especially because some of the other booths look very well themed. So I think this is just a generic one. As you can tell by this one here, they look pretty much identical. And we still have a very well themed food booth over there. Also, it looks like the lights are going now, kind of a purpley hue to it. So they did theme also the POS over there. So those machines have a nice little kind of front to them as you are ordering. Don't know any of the food items yet. We didn't get that like taste of fear or whatever they called it last year, where you got to like try food ahead of time. So I have no idea what is coming this year. While I am boogieing over to the next scare zone for some updates here, I want to know in the comments below, how is your excitement level for this year? I have been kind of hearing rumblings where people just don't seem as pumped as they were last year. Obviously, I think it's going to be very hard to compete when you don't have Stranger Things and The Last of Us. I feel like those were 2 really big IPs. Obviously, we do have Insidious and we have Ghostbusters this year, which I feel like are 2 pretty decent IPs. I don't think they're quite on the same level, at least not right now, but we'll see. But how are you guys feeling? The scare zones, the houses, we've had all of this announced for a while now. I mean, where is your energy level for HHN 2024? Let me know in the comments. Now it looks like they are continuously dressing this up here. Now we have kind of these boxes here. We have the stage. I still don't know what is going to be going on here, but it does make me think it's going to be more than just a photo op. I feel like last year all it was kind of the backdrop with the trusses here. I don't even think had speakers. I don't think we had much going on here. So it really does look like they're going to be doing a little bit more here. Maybe they're doing like a little David S. Pumpkins meet and greet here, and he's getting like his own little booth because people loved him last year. Maybe they're going to have him just up on stage kind of projecting his voice out. Let's head into Blumhouse now. I don't think too much has changed inside of here, at least from what I am seeing at a first glance here, but we'll still keep an eye out. It does look like we maybe have some either themed trash cans or that's part of the set. I also do think they added a few more lights around here for projecting into this middle area, but I'm not totally certain, but I do think they added a little bit more because I feel like last time we didn't have nearly as much. Also, these are not themed trash cans. They are just like barrels here that are kind of the color that we're seeing on the siding here, kind of this like dark teal with the black and gray. So these are just kind of random barrels here, but they are all over. We've got them over there, we've got them over there, over here, pretty much around all of these trusses. They're using it maybe to block that little electrical thing over there as well. I think we have a fog machine tucked away back there, kind of off to the side. But as far as like actual big set pieces, I don't think anything has changed in here. I don't know what all they're doing inside of this zone still. I know we obviously have some of the IP that they showed on the artwork there, so I don't know if they're just gonna be walking around. Are they gonna have more set to like interact with? Plus, I do think it would be really cool to see them kind of swap characters out, so you kind of have to come through multiple times to see the certain characters that you want. So say you wanna see Black Phone, you've gotta come in at certain hours, or maybe you wanna see Freaky, you would come in at a different hour. Things like that, I think it could actually be a fun little zone that you get a new experience every like hour or 45 minutes or whatever. Now, I searched up and down for this door here the other day, and I'm gonna go show it to you now, but before we actually head inside of the San Francisco Candy Factory, I do want to point out, Chez Alcatraz, it just opened up, I think either yesterday or today. So it is back at its normal location, and it actually looks really good. It looks like they kind of cleaned it up, put some new like cabinetry in there, and it just overall looks like it's a nice little bar. I feel like before it was still clean and it was nice, but I feel like now it's like, you know, it looks really pristine in my opinion. So definitely come get a drink over here. It is no longer at its little booth, kind of tucked away. It is now back at its original location. Now, as we come inside of the Candy Factory, I literally could have seen it. I just didn't walk the extra like 8 steps over here. And you can see we do have the Major Sweets Candy Co. door right inside of the San Francisco Candy Company. Now, I literally was like right here before. I just didn't come back here because I thought this was like a bathroom or something, or employees. And I think it is, but that's where they put the door. So now if you want, you could come in, get some candy before you go do Major Sweets' house. I feel like it's a little bit of an on-brand kind of thing, right? That pigeon has colors of like a cow. It's like black and white. That's weird. I've never seen a pigeon like that. But this isn't a pigeon vlog. This is an HHN video, and now we are coming over to another portal. Now, here's the thing. Let's talk about this. I've been seeing rumblings of Fast and Furious Supercharged. Notice the family is out on a mission. This attraction is temporarily closed. Some people are starting to speculate this is going to be closed permanently, and ultimately they're going to do something else with it. I don't think that's the case. I could be totally wrong, but from what I gather, this house is utilizing a different entrance, and the way that it is being done, you kind of have to use more of the queue and things like that. As you can see right there again, the smokestacks to the candy factory. I think we're going in a different location. I think the queue is in a different location. I think the layout is in a different location. So something to keep in mind is I think they had to utilize a lot more than they did before. So that's why they're closing it down for the HHN season. It is still projected to come back afterwards. So I don't think this is closing down. I know not that many people would probably be upset about it if they turned it into something else, but just so you know, I am hearing people say, oh, I think it's gonna be closed down permanently. I don't think that's the case. However, on the other side, we do see the portal here, which I think this is now going to be our new entrance into the house. I think this is going to be the location. Before you used to go over there, wrap around and kind of come in the back. I think now we're actually going right here. We might like wrap around and then enter, I believe, right there where you see the smokestacks. I think that is the entrance to the house there. So we are no longer entering back that way. We are now entering right here. So they've redeveloped everything over here on how we are approaching this house. So just so you guys know, I don't think that's closing down. I think this is the actual location, and I think this is where we're going to be entering into the house. Let's head into Torture Fair, and this is where I have seen quite a number of updates and Sting Alley, but I also do want to point one more thing out. At some point, I do plan on doing a live stream at HHN. It won't be opening night, there's just too much going on, and we have a lot to cover in the first few weeks, so it's going to be kind of hard to find that exact time. But over on Instagram, I will be doing a live stream here at Halloween Horror Nights. I wish I could do it on YouTube, but I want to do it with the Meta glasses, and in order to properly do that, I can only stream, unfortunately, to either Facebook or Instagram. So I will be doing it over there. If you guys are interested in kind of doing like a live walkthrough and just hanging out at HHN, we will go ahead and do that for you guys. Obviously, we can't go in any houses or anything like that, but we'll kind of walk the streets and just kind of hang out. So make sure you guys are following me over on Instagram if you want to see that in the future. Now, because the Sting Alley area spits out by Torture Fair, I'm actually going to start with this first, and then we'll cover Torture Fair. And there you go. This is Sting Alley, set up for A Quiet Place this year. Again, last year it was for The Last of Us, but this year now it's for A Quiet Place. Very cool to see that it is the barn here, that iconic barn out in the fields that we know. If you guys have seen the movie, you have Lennox Steel over here for the actual POS station. And then you have the barn that looks like it's kind of torn on the edges up there. So you'll order here and then you'll walk right in. They kind of have their fake door there. Then if we kind of head around back, nothing too much here yet. We do have some of the boxes and crates back here. That's super cool that we see like that figure there in the window. So it looks like it's kind of creeping by, you know, if you're kind of like trying to hide out. We have another one over there. Looks like we're gonna have the drinks here. This is one of my favorite things that I feel like they've done, is like really utilized this Sting Alley as like a really well-themed kind of food booth section instead of just a food booth, but you kind of use the whole area, and I think it really brings it to life, especially using the IPs like they are here. But that's super cool that you could see them like in the windows. Again, you're kind of like trying to like creep through. Very, very cool. We have obviously our pre-mixed drink section here. It's kind of unique that they're using like the dresser there, so that is kind of like the window that would be, you know, behind the dresser maybe. So I'm gonna guess right over here is where you're gonna actually pick up your food items. More windows here. They're setting everything up in the back there. More of this dresser look right here. Super, super cool. I really like this. I hope they continue to add a little bit more. I feel like last year's was so good. I feel like right now this is a good start, but I'd like to see a little bit more. Obviously, I don't know how much more you could do with the scenery here. Maybe just, you know, some of the grass, or maybe like the cornfields or whatever that they have there. Could be it. But then you're gonna leave right through. I'm gonna guess it says exit on the other side. And it says be quiet, yeah, exit only. So you will be ordering from that side. Coming up through here, you can't go the other direction. That is going to be so much fun. All right, over here though, back into Torture Fair, we have the Blood Eagle. I'm gonna guess this is some sort of torture device based on the fact I can see ropes and there's like a hook or something in there. I think there's a body in there that we cannot see. And it looks like they covered pretty much everything up, but I'm guessing this is like the person like spread out like an eagle. That's kind of disturbing. Moving on to the next, we have the ye old torture goods. We have already seen this. I don't think anything is going on in here, but I'll take a peek through the wind. But I don't think so. I can't see anything going on. Now they're using a lot of these like torture devices and things like that throughout this whole zone, which is what we're starting to see. Kind of disturbing, which makes me think this isn't going to be kind of this fun zone. I am hoping this is going to be more of like a serious zone. I feel like a lot of people were worried we were going to have 2 fun zones. Now we're going to get a 3rd fun zone. I think people want it to be a little bit more serious. So I don't know. Also, I'm seeing water coming out right here. I think it's just holding. I was like, I don't know if they're testing something, but I think we just had rain a little bit earlier. I think it's on the tarp there. Now here we do have the aim and maim. So I'm guessing this is somebody that might be getting an arrow through the head. We have some fake apples and fruits down here. As you can see, all of the arrows around. We have some more on this side. Also some like rotten fruits and vegetables here. We got a little bucket there, but then it looks like somebody is hanging, and I'm guessing they're gonna have an arrow through them. I don't know what is here either. Maybe like a dartboard, and then they've got like a body to it or some body parts. Don't know yet, but this is also a little disturbing. The eagle one, I think, is gonna be the grossest one in all honesty. Then over here we have the brazen bull. If I'm not mistaken, this doesn't look exactly like it, but it looks a lot like what they talk about, like the torture thing where like somebody goes inside and then it ends up like heating up or something, and then they end up like cooking inside of the bowl or something like that. I don't know. Again, I think it's all like medieval torture things, so I wonder if they're gonna have like the inside lighting up. These might light up kind of like the coals as it's going up here. Maybe somebody's pretending to scream out of there. You get some hands banging on the window or whatever. We do have a foot pedal up here, which makes me think there will be some sort of interactive element up here going on, and obviously I can see some of the wiring right there going to the bowl on the backside. I'll go show you that in a minute. But we do have some chains and such here. Again, this one is also disturbing to think about. Again, I don't think we're getting a fun zone. I think this is going to be a legit like horror area. I'm hoping. We do also have a pickles bucket though, so if you guys are into pickles, they're not for sale, but at least you can come hang out and take photos next to the pickles bucket. So if you look at the wiring down here, it is coming up to the bowl itself. You can see it kind of riding along this leg. We have kind of the control box here. One of them is going to this, which definitely makes me think we're going to be getting lighting in there. We have another one that's going there, and it's actually going up to the bowl right there and kind of going underneath the stomach up into the internal. So I do think we will be getting some sort of interaction on the inside of the bowl. How it works, I don't know. I don't think they're going to put a scare actor in there opening up the door. I don't think, because I'm going to assume it's going to be really warm in there in the summer heat. I don't even think you need to add the fires to it. It's just going to be hot during summer here. But I don't know. It's really cool to see what's going to happen with this one. Very curious to see how the interaction works. Next up, we have the braking wheel, which I have no idea what this is going to be, but I do see kind of those like cog wheel style. I guess it's not a cog wheel, more of like the industrial wheels that kind of like turn. I see these little fake rats on here. We have a little haystack thing. So I don't know what is under here, but this is the braking wheel. So I'm going to guess something here, crunching, twisting, whatever it might be. Ropes are on this one. We don't have chains, but we also have crows up here. So a little bit of a different theme per each of these kind of little booths that they have. And I'm curious to see how this ultimately pans out. I still wonder if they're going to bring anything out. Obviously, during the major suites zone, we had a lot of floats that came out, like right down the middle. I don't think we had anything last year that was pulled out, if I'm not mistaken. Coming over here, we do have some of the like colored banners. I'll show you those. Now, my guess is this is basically just themed ways to kind of keep you out from being in the back here. You can kind of see different designs on them. Have a fog machine here. Still, from what I actually saw, I think I saw a photo of this being open. So I do think this is actually going to be open at some point. Everything else looks pretty much the same. This is interesting though, because it's very, very thin. So I don't know if there's like a body in there that's like hanging like with the arms down, but I feel like it's very, very thin. And let's see, it looks like, yeah, that's a head. Okay, I see it. All right, there's hands there on the side, there's the head. So it's like the arms are hanging down. That makes more sense. Another fog machine over here on this side, and we have some more of those kind of like gates over here. We actually have some lights now on the back side. I don't think those were there, but I do think everything else looks to be pretty much the same with this stage. Next week, we do have our preview for the HHN Tribute Store, so that'll be a lot of fun. I think that's next Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't actually remember, but it is coming up here quick. But over here, we do have another portal in place. We don't have two of them over here, however, so I am waiting to see if another one pops up, but this is the only one that we currently have. I'm still wondering if we're going to have the Ghostbusters house next to the fire station here. Don't know yet, so maybe we're going to be entering this direction, or I guess it could be the one that's in the Fallon line. Either way, I do think this is definitely going to be at least one, probably two houses back here. As I mentioned before, it could also be over here at the Jimmy Fallon, because we do have another house portal right here. So we do have two of them over in this area. I still think we're gonna get at least a third, I'm assuming, but could be wrong because of the whole like weird situation and weird locations going into place. But I do think we're also gonna have one up. Yep, I can already see one up there around the corner right in front of the stage. Before we go over there, I wanna show you something on the food booths, which makes me so happy. Oh, these are all lit up now on both sides, and we have the lighting up. Well, at least we have that light. So we have one of the two lights now lit up. I'm assuming this one will be lit at some point. We have purple lights up top. This one was fully lit over here at the Twisted Tater, but I want to show you again. It's around the corner for the Ghostbusters one. The menus are all lit up over here at the POS stations, which is also pretty cool to see. It looks like they are preparing. It looks like we have some chefs back there too, so I think they are going to be getting some cooking going on, so I think they're getting ready for that. But look at the front of these. We added the Ghostbusters logo with the Slimer attached. So we have more theming to these, as if you didn't have enough. They added just a little bit more. But also, this is my favorite one, and I feel like Nicole's gonna love this too. They put the little Stay Puft Marshmallow Men all over the sign. They're amazing. They're so good. And they're just like climbing all over the sign. That is gonna be so good. I wonder if they're gonna have some sort of marshmallow food item. That would be a lot of fun. But oh my gosh, dude, they look so funny. God, I hope you get like a food item that like looks like them or something. You know, they kind of like, I don't know. If they could pull that off, that would be so good. Doesn't look like we have anything new going on at this bar, so we'll just keep on moving. Insidious looks all of the same, and then we have another portal over here that looks to be, again, for our house up front, which again, I am assuming is going to be Insidious just because we have the food booth here for it. But I know it's not a guarantee, but I feel like Exorcist was here. I feel like Insidious, it would kind of just make sense. But we will see another portal right here. Now our final portal that we do have is over here next to Minions. A very typical location as well. But that is it for our portal locations. Very exciting to see that we finally have them popping up. Obviously, we are just like, what, 10 days away or something? I mean, we are very, very close to opening night here. So it does make sense that they are starting to pop up. I would still, like I said, like to see a little bit more pop up in this first scare zone. I'm still very nervous about that and the scare zone going over in Hollywood. Well, there you go. We were lucky enough to get the weather to hold out on us. Look, it looks beautiful out now. But we do have the Dead Coconut Club featuring Blumhouse. Lots of Blumhouse this year for HHN. But yeah, you can see the big Blumhouse sign over there. You can see the Dead Coconut Club sign over there. You can't actually get up to the windows right now. It does look like that is all blocked off. Another Blumhouse sign over there to the right. I don't really know what all is going on inside of here. Are we getting Blumhouse characters? It says featuring Blumhouse. So what exactly does that mean, featuring Blumhouse? I don't know. Time will tell. A lot of question marks still here as we are approaching a week away until opening night, but it will be cool nonetheless. Either way, Dead Coconut Club, Blumhouse, little hodgepodge of everything going on over here. Now that is it for our Halloween Horror Nights updates today. Again, we probably only have a handful left. I do have a few more videos in general, but as far as updates go, I think we'll probably only have maybe 2 more before opening night, because we'll probably have one later this week and then one next week, and then we'll have opening night, I think, next Friday then. So not too many more updates going on. Again, some of those scare zones I am a little nervous about, and I know I've talked about it a lot right now. It's just, I don't know, there's nothing there. So I just want to see something pop up. But yeah, we'll have that. We'll be doing videos based on Express Pass. We'll be talking about Express, whether it's worth it or not. We did one last year, but I like to do it just every year. I feel like it kind of lets you guys know whether or not it's worth it for the season. We're gonna do some house rankings. We're gonna try some food, try some drinks, do Stay and Scream. We have a lot to cover for HHN this year, but we have a lot of other stuff to also cover. Obviously, we have the Tribute Store next week, which is HHN kind of related. We also have Food and Wine opening up over at Disney, so we'll be doing that. Like I said, in October, we have a cruise. So we are pretty slammed over the next few months. There's a lot to be covering here, and hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy a lot of what we do have. But yeah, either way, if you did enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up. It does help out so much. You have no idea. And again, if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.